If I told you that a flea could pull a train, would you believe me? Years ago, I was working with this guy, and he was telling me this story about something that happened to him when he was a teenager. He was hanging out with some cats that his dad told him, hey, you're going to wind up getting in trouble hanging out with those guys. And he didn't believe his dad. So when he got in trouble and his dad had to come bail him out, he asked his dad, he said, how did you know that things were going to go the way that they went? And his dad looked at him and said, son, a flea can pull a train. And he left it at that. So he had to figure out what his dad was talking about. So he was telling me this story, and he told me about the flea pulling the train. I'm like, well, what did it mean? He said, man, you're going to have to figure that out on your own. So I went to my parents' house, and I was talking to my dad. I was telling him that story. I said, dude told me that his dad told him that a flea could pull a train. And he said what he was telling him is that if he tells you that a flea can pull a train, put every cent you got on that flea. That was his way of telling him that every road that you're going down, I've already been down that road. So if I tell you something's going to happen a certain way, that's the way it's going to happen. Because I've already been there and I've done that. Now, I said all that to say this. I was watching a Jamel Hill video, and I was just happening to read a Jamel Hill video on Kamala Harris talking about how people were saying that her messenger was off and how she didn't have a plan. And Jamel Hill broke down every opportunity, every time that Kamala told you what she was going to do, everything that she said was going to happen with Project 2025. And she showed all these different interviews, all these different times that she did it. And she said you could always go to a website. So people were always saying, oh man, we don't know what her plan is. Oh man, she's fear-mongering talking about this Project 2025. So everything, fast forward to now, everything that she said was true. Everything that people were saying that, hey, this isn't going to happen and she doesn't know what she's talking about, now it's coming to fruition. But here's the thing about it coming to fruition is that the people who didn't believe it, or the people who just didn't want to have her as president, now finding out that they're part of this thing. They thought that they were going to be the exception. They were okay with it as long as it was other people that were being hurt. Now that they're being hurt, now they have something to say about it. Now they want to know what people are going to do about it. Now they're crying about what the Dems or the Republicans are going to do. The time to cry was November the 5th. The time to do something different was November the 5th. So listening to these people talk about these things and listen to them crying about what's happening to them now, you were okay with it as long as it was happening to people of color and marginalized people that you deemed to be less than. You were okay with it. You never thought it was going to happen to you. You thought you were the exception. So all the time, all the while, Kamala was telling you the truth, but you didn't believe her. But the other fellow was telling you lies, and you bought into it hook, line, and sinker. So I'm gonna leave you with this song by India Ari. India says in the song, there's no substitute for the truth. Either it is or it isn't. And the truth doesn't need any proof. Either it is or it isn't. And you know the truth by how it makes you feel. Either it is or it isn't the truth. Right about now, a lot of y'all are finding out what really is true. Have a wonderful day.